What's up, Michigan State fans? It's Jacob Klatzik here back for another episode of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. This is our podcast for Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 2026. We are not going to talk about the Super Bowl. We are going to talk about another pretty good big game here. Michigan State takes down Illinois overtime, 85 to 82. Massive win in multiple ways for Michigan State. In this one, needed it. Had been playing pretty bad, really. I mean, over the last couple of games, had certainly not been playing well by any stretch of the imagination. And they end up getting their here today on Saturday, I should say. I'm recording this at 2 a.m. really on Sunday night, just so you know. But on Saturday, get their first top five win in nearly 4 calendar years. Last time Michigan State has beaten a top five team was when Tyson Walker had that game-winning three against Purdue, who was ranked fourth at the time. Illinois is fifth. So massive, massive win for Michigan State. Really kind of needed one of those real resume wins. Take down pound for pound what may be the best. Like Illinois and Michigan are right there as the two best teams in the Big Ten. One of those two teams will probably win the Big Ten, if not both of them. You can still share it these days, but Illinois is really, really good. I picked Illinois to win this game. Full disclosure, obviously I'm wrong. If this is a neutral court, I'd probably still pick Illinois to win again. Again, home court certainly mattered, I think, for Michigan State in this one. You could see them feeding off the energy in multiple ways, but lots to break down here. First things first, Jeremy Fears, 26 points, 15 assists. 26 points, 15 assists. I just think you got to say that again. Only two turnovers as well. There was a stat that came out that Fears is the first Big Ten player in at least 30 years to have 25 points plus and 15 plus assists in a game in 30 plus years. I already said that part, but like think about that. Like that, it's so, and that's in any game against anyone. You can do that against, you could schedule Grand Valley State and do it, and that would technically count towards that stat. Fears did it against number five Illinois, scored 11 of MSU's 14 points in overtime. Um, I mean, he showed up at the very end, and I'm sure I didn't get I showed up too late to be able to talk to him in the locker room after the game. I'm sure he's been going through a bit of a difficult time. Obviously, part of that's his own doing with the couple of plays in the Michigan game and then the backwards kick in the Minnesota game. Like he probably thought he was going through it again with the trip they reviewed in the first half. A lot of people online seem to think. Personally, I don't. If you disagree, if you just fine, if you're willing to have a full discussion about it, but the refs didn't give him anything on that one. And Brad Underwood said after the game that it wasn't anything either. So again, part of that, I think if it was any other player, you wouldn't have even thought twice really about you. Would thought it's incidental. But Fears has kind of gathered that reputation now. Last couple of games, I didn't blame them for looking at it, but yeah, there's that play who really, but that's off to the side now. But again, he showed up when it mattered in the clutch when Michigan State truly needed him. He carried the team to the finish line. He really did. And it's very rare to see a player who can truly just carry a team like that in a game that important. I mean, he's the best player to come through Michigan State since Cassius Winston. I don't think it's crazy to say that. I don't know who else it would be, but like he's gonna, if he stays through his full eligibility here at Michigan State, who knows, like these days, but if he stays through next year and the year after that, he's gonna I truly think he's going to reach Cassius Winston heights of legendary at this school. He's just that type of player. I like just to think 26 and 15 as a redshirt sophomore against the number five team in the country at home. Your team hasn't been playing very well. They need a win, and you go get them one. It's yeah, hat tip to him. He's again tough time probably the last couple of days. He's a Gen Zer. He probably sees what's going on social media. Like he's not insulated from that. He's been hearing it from his own coach, Tom Izzo. But yeah, just good for him. Happy for him. And yeah, big performance from him. A couple other shout outs. Jordan Scott. Another player. I don't think he's going to play 4 years here. I think he's going to be an NBA player. Probably not after this year, but maybe a year after that. If once he develops his 3-point shot, an NBA team's going to scoop him up like that. Because a 6'8" can play the two guard. He's starting. That shot is almost there. Still honing it in, but once it's there, yeah, he's got length in his defense. His defense. Keaton Wagler might be the best team in the big. It might be the best player in the Big Ten. 2 for 16 shooting against Michigan State. Almost all of his points were at the free throw line. And Scott ended up fouling out of this game, but Scott was just on him like glue during this game. And there were times where I just kind of forgot about Wagler. He wasn't making any shots, and I wasn't thinking like, oh, there's Wagler. I have to remind myself, oh, Wagler, because normally I'm like kind of like tunnel vision on the MSU box score, who's doing well, who's not doing well. I kind of forget about the other team who they might be containing. And I look in the second half, I'm like, oh, Wagler is not hitting anything tonight. There were a couple of looks where maybe they got a little lucky, but like Scott was just so good in this game. Made some other big plays. Again, he had like 10 and 4. It's relatively pedestrian in the box score, but he is such a plus player for Michigan State. And again, just his on court impact after Fears, like it's tough to imagine. It's tough to really the way he's playing right now. There might really not be a guy more valuable to Michigan State right now than Jordan Scott, especially with now after Ugochukwu's injury, how thin they are at the guard spot. Trying to the Cam Ward, several big plays in this game. He had that ferocious dunk uh going on. I think that happened in the second half. I can't remember exactly what happened. Maybe it was late first half. He had that big dunk, highlight reel. Like he was like a point forward for about 5 seconds there. Just yammed it on one of the Ivasic twins. Just highlight play. I got the crowd back into it in ways because they were playing from behind most of the game. Sometimes the Breslin crowd wasn't able to truly gather that momentum. But overtime, though, there's just that sequence in overtime where I just can't get over it because uh, I just looked down, I'm like, oh, Ward's in the game. Kohler's on the bench. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Kohler ended up, I talked to Ward after the game. Kohler had cramping going on at that time. So, like, understandable. He played like 35 minutes in this game. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately. But Ward goes in. He's in for a guy who's, he can't go right now. He's a freshman playing the forward spot. One of his biggest games of the season so far, must win spot. And he, like, MSU's up by 3, and he goes and skies in for a big defensive rebound, gets that, like, finishes off that stop, goes down on the other end. Again, 3-point lead at this point for Michigan State. A bucket's just huge because it gives you that extra possession of a cushion, 2-point lead instead of 2 possession lead instead of 1 possession lead. Missed shot, but Ward's right there, just tips it right back in. Offensive rebound and 2 points for him. That's just amazing stuff from a freshman. In that, just steady, calm, and collected. Just big stuff from Cam Ward going on there. And again, yeah, just a huge win for Michigan State. Really needed it. 20-4 through all the hubbubaloo and all the meltdowns going on right now this week after those back-to-back losses to Michigan and Minnesota. You told anyone before the season you're 20-4 and you're 10-3 in Big Ten play. Heading into this coming week, you're out of this one little rut that they tend to get into in late January, early February. I think everyone looked around and been like, yeah, we'll take that. 2 seconds. This team wasn't the most hyped team ever in the preseason. They were ranked 22nd in the preseason AP poll. I'm going to be interested to see where they land on Monday because you're going to have voters that have to deal with a loss. Not a great, I think it's technically quad one, but not a good loss to Minnesota. Again, 3-point loss, but I think it was by 3 at the end, but it was really more than that because it was a kind of a faux comeback at the very end. But you also have to balance that out with a top 5 win. Like that's tough. I'm going to be very interested to see what the AP voters do with Michigan State because it's just bad loss and really, really good win same week. You don't see that too often. But yeah, that kind of sums up my thoughts. Wrapping this up now at a little before 2:30 in the morning. I'm very much going to enjoy my sleep tonight. But yeah, that wraps up my thoughts for this. There'll be plenty more written content on this game and anything else going on at Michigan State sports. Hockey team got a big win against number 1 Michigan. One there as well, 5-2. But yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on this, though. Written content on basketball, hockey, anything else going on right now, check that out at SpartanNation.com or at Michigan State Spartans on SI. Get more all of our podcasts here at Apple, Spotify, any other streaming platform you have. Thank you, though. There'll be more coming in the future. Thank you, though, very much for listening, though, once again. But yeah, that's it. I'm Jacob Kotzenika. I'll see you guys around.